Hello everybody, today is Sunday the 22nd of June and I look horrible. Again, I still struggle with the starts of those things, but after the last one I've realized a few things. So for one, I need those vlogs too because they're a bit easier to cut and my hands really notice when I do the editing for a long time. I do that on the iPad, but it wouldn't matter on my computer would be bad too, because also when I hold the mouse, everything starts getting hot and inflaming again. So I did film another video on Friday afternoon. I made a broad, I eat bread. I always say broad, which is a mix between broad and bread. And I'm still editing that. I want that to be out on Friday, but my hands hurt so much, so they need a rest. So I do another vlog, and I actually do have something to talk about. Because I nearly died on Friday night. That's a bit exaggerated, but I ate a carrot and it went into my windpipe, I think, and I could massage it out. It was a tiny little piece. I was upside down then and tried to, you can do that. It's still a bit red and and bruised, but I massaged it out, got it out. But then I still felt like there was something in there. And I do think it was in the windpipe. It didn't choke me or so. It was really, really tiny piece of carrot. But I was very worried. There was still another piece in there and going down. So I Googled it. What happens when a tiny little piece of food gets into your lungs and things. And there could be cloggage or you could die at some point. And you should act and go to the hospital or the vet. That would have been closer. It happened at 10:30 p.m. or 11 p.m. Something. It was 10:30, and then I had to go to the emergency room of the hospital. Also, making myself a coffee. Wearing my other new shirt and just spilled water all over. Those are actually, the last one and this one is from my pajamas, which I haven't worn yet, so now they're daytime shirts too. So I went to the hospital. I was there at before midnight, 20 to 12 or something. It's not that far. I took the bus because they were still going and I have issues taking a taxi because I've never done that for myself. And then it was a very nice lady there who said it was good to come so we can just hear it, the doctor can listen into it. And it always felt like it was still going down or something, but it might have been in the trachea. It might have been in the eating pipe. I'm not sure. And then I got looked at. She asked questions. Also, they took the blood pressure, and I'm very scared of the blood pressure thingy because I think my veins would explode. And because I'm so scared of it, my blood pressure is even higher, and then it presses it even more because it needs to press until there's no more pulse. So that was very high. So it was on 199 to something. So they had to do it again because that was too high. I also was panicking because I was outside because of the windpipe thing. It was just everything. And then they did it again. It's on 150 to 90, but I'm also very stressed when I'm outside. So once I'm a bit better, I will check my blood pressure again on my right arm. I know it's fine now. One can do that. I'm not dying when they do that. And that's good to know. Yeah. So here's my pen about to boil then. I'm trying to film more with this and maybe try different angles so I don't have to do too much in editing. It was very, very quick. Then she listened to everything and my blood and my sauerstoff saturation, my, what is that? O2? You breathe in, that's the sauerstoff you need, the body needs. Oxide saturation in my blood was good, was on 100%. Also, she heard everything in my lungs was working, so that was fine. And then she said, and that was around 20 past midnight, I could go home again. I should just observe it a bit more, and but she will check the vital things again. So she left me in that cubicle with a curtain, and it got very hot in there. And after 10 minutes, I kind of started panicking a bit because I wanted to go home. It was late. I was missing all the buses. I knew I'd missed the buses, but there were still some going. And I thought about taking a taxi back home. And then it got hot. So I opened the curtain at some point and it got a bit better. I also have this fear of being forgotten, getting forgotten, because it happens sometimes, and that's very bad. So waiting for somebody else is panic inducing for me. So it's a trauma I don't really want to talk about. It's bad. So I was panicking in there, and I could see we call them Schwestern, sisters, the nurses, in their room. And just before somebody was leaving too, and somebody ran after them asking them, hey, where are you going? So I didn't want to do that. And then in the cubicle next to me, there was a doctor. And I thought if I go now, then that guy would say, hey, stop. So I waited for that guy to leave. And that was about after 40 minutes. And then I thought, now I just go to those sisters, nurses, and ask if I can go home. And now my water's boiling. So I'll switch this off. Maybe I go back up here. Maybe we can do something in between. There. See all my mess. So I'm having a coffee. So this cup, today's cup, and the coffee asks for honey. It's I don't know. I started that in New Zealand when I had no milk, or at home too. I rarely drank coffee, but when there was no milk, only black coffee, then I use honey. And this, even though I use milk, still it's a honey coffee somehow. So I do that. Okay. Now we have coffee. It's a bit overfilled. It's very full. Okay, so where was I? Oh, looks so bad. Okay, so I went to those sisters, which are nurses, and when I'm in trouble, I start crying. When I'm angry, I start crying. When I'm happy, I'm a cry, just all the time. So I went to that room. I stood in front of it and then just waited till somebody made Blickkontakt, looked me in the eyes, and then I said, yeah, the doctor said I could basically go home, but she wanted to check those parameters again about 40 minutes ago. Und ich wollte doch einfach nur heim, and I just want to go home. And I said that kind of crying, and they were all said, "Aw, that's adorable." They didn't say it, that's adorable, but you could see it in their eyes, and that was kind of cute. So, because I'm 42 years old, and I triggered the little child instinct in those. So, one then kind of went to the computer, but the other one with short gray, she was very nice. She then said, she's gonna ask. And then she went to the doctor, who was 2 cubicles next to mine. And then she came back and said, asked if it was better. And I said, yes. And then she said, then I can basically go home. And I should just take that door out. That's way quicker. That was so lovely. So then I passed one who had a broken foot. And that was a real emergency. But I was very glad I went there because I was panicking. And with her listening to it and saying all the things, it's fine, I could not panic anymore because the panic didn't make it better. And then it was, what was the time? 1:15. It was just something after 1 o'clock. And then I had so many options to go home. One was to get a taxi. I need to put those on again. But I had so many issues with that. Also, I was still I had to cry because I was so stressed from waiting for 40 minutes. That was the worst thing, waiting for not knowing when they come back. I hate that. So I needed to walk it off a bit. Also, my legs got so bad when I was sitting here all the time. I mean, I have the problems with my arms and my things. When I don't move enough, everything gets hard and tight and inflames more. And that chair there where I had to sit was bad. So it was most of the time I was standing then and shaking my legs a bit. But they felt very, very tense, and they already did before. So the walking was good. I walked a bit after that. Now it gets dark again. Yeah, well, I'm gonna switch on the light very soon. Okay, I'm much too bad. As you can see, outside it's summer. I'm in here in the dark because I have to. Okay, so, and then, well, the taxi. One thing is the calling. I hate phone calls. Second thing is waiting for the taxi then, and then being in the taxi with a guy. I'm so sorry. Not that I'm scared of the people, but I'm awkward in social situations, especially with talking. I'm quiet and I'm so sorry. Okay, and at the end also the paying. It's not even because of the money, it's also very expensive, but just the act of paying, that's just too much. So I did walk, and the hospital is close by where I used to live, so I know the area a bit. It was pitch black though, sometimes, and I am getting more and more night blind, I noticed, because it was really pitch black. Normally maybe you could see some shades, but I saw nothing. But I was able to be outside without my sunglasses. In the bus I had them on, and outside I didn't. So that was nice. Then there was also drunk people around, some boys. It's not that I'm in danger, but again, I'm socially awkward, and I am very anxious when I have to pass. There were 3 younger guys or something. Not that they do something to me, but they could say something like, oh, what are you doing, or whatever. Not even, just playful. But that was fine. I was just, going to and fro. I was then noticing how far it is, how far walking is, because I thought about walking to the train station or actually walking home. But there's the train tracks are in the middle, and I didn't know if I could go across, because otherwise I would have to go all the way there or all the way there, which is very far, but there would be one just straight ahead. And I kind of found the way. I found the path in the dark, which made the walking home only 2 kilometers. And that was amazing. There was even a very steep stairs, very steep stairs. I didn't fall down. And my battery of my phone was about to die. It was on 15%, so I didn't dare to use my flashlight. And also in the hospital itself, I could not distract myself with texting my sisters, who were very, very, also started watching my vlogs. Hi. And they were very concerned about me. But I couldn't do that either. I still thought, if I don't get home because of my energy, I still have to be able to call the taxi to wherever I am then. But I found the path. A very steep stairs, a very dark, winding path down. And then I found the path over this train tracks and highway is it too, I think. And from then on, I know where to go. So I was very, very glad when I was back home. I just walked the whole way. And then it was, what was it? 2 in the morning. Or 1. I think 2 in the morning. It took me 30 to 40 minutes to walk. I was very kaput, but it was very good for my legs. They really felt looser, and that was good. Also thought of Tilly, who's at home by herself, but that was fine. She was sleeping on the balcony. Yeah, so that was Friday night for me. But I learned you can massage something out. Yeah, and I don't know if that shows. It's a bit red and it hurts. And with the time, when you try to figure out where it is, that's so hard. You don't know if it's down here or up there or back there. It might have been something then on top of it, where it starts with those 2 pipes. And yeah. Okay, I'm better now. It's Sunday, it's still alive. Yesterday I felt sick all day long, but that could be because of the sunlight. I was outside without my sunglasses for a bit, and then I just felt sick on the stomach, which is something you also have when you have depression. It's not it's just when it's too much. It's just sickness, but it's so annoying. It's not that I need to vomit or something, but it's just very, very handicapping. Okay, and this is the cookie shirt, the Cookie Monster. And yesterday I will show you that setup, and then I think I already finished this and put that out on Friday, and I'm a bit ahead on my schedule, which I'm very glad about. Also, that guy who asked me to thread up a sewing machine, if you're looking that, you will you will get the message now. I'm not getting to do that. My hands are bad. I got my own plans, and there's a ton of videos you can Google on YouTube. So type in how to thread up a Bernina machine and how to seam pants, and you will find something. So I'm not getting to that. And I thought I'd put it in here, so if you have subscribed, you will see that. If not, then I'll mention it again on Monday, because I said I would post it on Monday, and then I don't have to write it there. So that is that. And I just want to show you what I did yesterday, except for feeling sick. Okay, I don't know what you can, I see what you can see. So I got my setup, which is for Twitch, but also for YouTube videos, because I also have a Steam Deck, where I can, when I do film with one camera, I can push a button and film with another one or another one. So this phone that I'm holding will go up here. And I have been setting this up again. I will do it again and again and again until I get better. I had to get my computer a bit closer. I'm not happy with that. I used, I have it always over here. Now I have it there. And well, I can reach it kind of when I get up and stuff. So it's good for now to set it up, but I'm very happy. I'm getting further, and you see all my technical clutter here. But I have this very, very, very cool bumblebee. This is Bumblebot from Catnip. And I'm very happy I got one. I got both, actually, the big one and the small one. And what else? Yeah, and with this setup, when I also use that for YouTube videos, where I can film already picture in picture, I will have less to edit. And again, that would be good for my hands, because my hands are still iffy. And but I want to stick to my schedule now, because that's good for my algorithm and things. And I think I should look at the algorithm as a friend and not as an enemy. Okay, so, and if you could like, subscribe, and comment, that would be very lovely. I hate saying it, but I start saying that now. So I hope to see you in the next one. Thank you no, I need to do that this week, or my thingy does not. So thank you very much for watching, and see you in the next one.